Hello everyone, Ryan here. Are you ready for your daily uncomplication? I know I could use some. I know that all of you found this channel recently through the Wyckoff Distribution video I posted. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at where we are in that distribution cycle, make some predictions about where we're going to go next. But I wanted to start here in my backyard garden because, man, it's a beautiful day. I woke up just as shocked as everyone else, seeing the value that I held in these little crypto wallets and this kind of mental store of value. I saw that just plummet. But here I am in this garden, and it's neglected. I need to get back out here in the sunshine. I think all of us, today is a good day to maybe step away a little bit, take a deep breath, see where the dust settles, and remember where our true value lies. So with that, let's jump in, let's look at some charts, and let's figure out where we are.
So let's take a look at what's actually going on, and let's make some predictions based on the technicals that we see. And let's start with Bitcoin because Bitcoin drives the market. That's the big story, and I'm sure most of you, actually I'm not going to kid myself, all of you found my channel because of the Wyckoff video that I put out about a month ago that was calling out the fact that we were in this distributive pattern and making these dire predictions that the schematic shows that the next phase of a Wyckoff distribution event is for a severe markdown, basically allowing the controlling interests to buy back those shares. So first of all, I think it is important that we just check in with our emotions, because we don't want to trade with our emotions, but in order for us to master them, we need to at least acknowledge them. So I'll tell you that this morning, I felt a lot of what I would call grief symptoms. I felt denial, I felt anger, I felt fear, I felt foolish. One of my friends joked that this is National Don't Show Your Partner Your Crypto Wallet Day. And it is the case that a few days ago we all felt so smart that we were doing all the right things, that we were beating the game. And the narrative now is going to tell us all that we're dumb, that we are foolish and we shouldn't, it's too good to be true, all that stuff. And just keep in mind that story is going to be coming from the same people that just told us we were smart. And so part of this is we need to decide what we actually believe in. And we need to anchor into that, and we need to make decisions based on a center that is ourselves. And for me, that center is that the projects that I've been buying into, the vision of those projects, I believe deeply in digital assets being the future. I don't know how anyone could dispute that. It is the way that everything is moving, and the fact that this market just had another cycle of huge ups and huge downs doesn't negate the fact that we are early adopters in a pioneering space that have chosen to believe, whether foolishly or not, that this is a future that we want to be a part of, and that's what we're doing. And I know from the people that I've talked to that have been in the past cycles of up and down, that it sucks, that when you are left holding the bag, you feel like an idiot. But keep in mind, there is not a single person who bought into the 2017 and 2018 bull run that isn't up on Bitcoin right now, if they would have held it. There's not a single person, even the last sucker at the top of that last market who bought at $20,000 and felt like an idiot, felt shameful, felt like they wanted to crawl under a rock and die. I mean, the emotions that I'm sure a lot of us are feeling of having put so much of our own value into something that just disappeared. Remember, there's not a single person in 2017 that bought Bitcoin that wouldn't still be up if they held. So part of this is we need to remember that the people that are giving us this story about how stupid we are and about how this was all fairy gold and worthless in the first place are the exact same people that a month ago were telling us that this is the future, this is where everything is going. So I think there's a middle position. I think there's an overhype and there's an over doom and gloom. And so let's just agree to anchor in to this vision together that we are here in crypto, maybe because we wanted to make a quick buck, but hey, we just learned a tough lesson there. Let's anchor into that bigger vision that these are projects and people and things in the world that we believe in, and that their value is and has always gone up over time. And if we make our decisions from that point, I think we'll be better off. So let's get in, let's look at the technicals, let's actually talk about where we are and where we're likely to go. Here's Bitcoin, and the two big things that jump out at me. We have been in this top extension of the last market cycle. So we've been up really close to this red. We came right under the 3.618. Typically things don't extend much beyond this. If they do, it's kind of those parabolic run-ups, but those also typically have these big crashes. So just looking at where we are cycle-wise, I can see that we're kind of up pretty high, as a lot of people have been saying, from this last big market movement. So the fact that we're now kind of rounding that crest and dropping down, this is not completely out of left field. This is relatively predictable. And so now what we really want to do is we want to anchor into where are these other levels of support and where are we likely to land after this week's events. But one of the things I just noticed right away is even today, with all of the panic and the terror, we wicked down. We have this wick of this candle that goes all the way down to the 1.618, all the way down, and it hit that almost exactly, and it's already reversed by about 2/3. So we do have this support built into this market. This 1.618 almost exactly coincides with this first little base camp that we made on our way up this mountain. This was in January, where prices were at this level previously. And so when we have these, I think in rock climbing analogies, I'm climbing a mountain. This big valley here is a place that I can store resources. It's where people hang out. It's where a lot of people are psychologically and materially anchored. And so we get a lot of support there for any falls that happen higher up on the mountain. And that's exactly what happened. We had this huge wick down to below $30,000. And if we look at the volumes, we can definitely see it's high volume right now. It's predominantly selling, but we can see just in this candle reversal that there is a lot of support at these lower levels, that we are not likely to go all the way down to zero. And so if you're holding a bag of Bitcoin or whatever other coins you're holding, just take a deep breath. The worst thing that we can do is sell in the panic, because that's what gets you to sell at 30,000. And look, we're already back up at 37,000. Again, I'm really going to come back to just this guiding principle that in order for us to survive in this type of market, we need to understand the forces behind it. And we need to understand that it's the same voices that on the front side of this, we're sharing all the positive news, that on the back side of this are sharing all the negative news, because their goal right now, this whole schematic, this whole engineered campaign, is to scare people out of what they just bought so that it can be bought back at a discount by the same people that will turn around and do it again. And so I think I've heard the term contrarians. We want to be contrarians. We want to go contrary to what the herd psychology is telling us to do, almost go against that primal instinct, because the primal instinct is being spoon-fed to us in order to have us act in a certain way that makes us lose over time. And so with that being said, I'm looking across the market and I am seeing, what a big rebound things have had from this initial panic. And again, that's why we never want to sell in the midst of that pure panic. We want to sell from a position of strength or buy from a position of strength. So in this moment right now, I've already seen ADA go down to about $1, and now it's back to $1.68. I've seen Ethereum go down to, I think it was below 2,000 at one point. Yeah, we had a wick all the way down in Ethereum to 1758, and that is now back up at 2,700. So, when we get back in a few hours or even a couple of days and look at these market structures and where we actually are, this kind of a move, this kind of a motion is usually the indicator for a change in market dynamic. But today, doing analysis on this is not going to be very fruitful. Today is about anchoring in. It's about community and sharing this experience together with the other people that you have in your crypto life. Remember this, remember the lesson of it, remember how it felt, and remember that it's not random. It's not just chaos. That this is an execution of something. And we need to continue to follow it to understand what it is so that we can move with it. That's the way to be successful here. Let's just take a look at some of these other coins across the market. So Litecoin, it's another great one. This also had this huge fall. It was kind of hanging out in this Fibonacci golden pocket, really waiting to make this big breakout that everyone holding Litecoin was excited for. And now we've moved, all the way down to the 200 EMA. And we're getting a wick, way through it and back up. So it'll be interesting to see where this closes. We're already getting back into that kind of Fibonacci zone. So we might still end up with a setup that can take us higher. ADA, this is my darling in love. Because again, the projects are what is important to me. And I love Cardano. I love Charles Hoskinson. I love that goal in the space to help people in the world with these technologies. Cardano is not just a token to be traded. This is a whole vision and a way that we can make life better for people. And so that's why most of my holdings are in ADA, and I will live and die with that because I believe in it. And we can already see ADA, huge dip. Look at that, down to below $1. It hadn't been below $1 since April. Wow, we did have a big wick down there too. So I mean, that's a good thing to keep in mind too, that ADA was as low as $1, at least as far as the wicks go, on the 23rd of April. A few months or about a month later, here we are, and we've already bounced back. We're already almost to the 20 EMA for ADA. Let's see, XRP. This is another one that I've been following the setup. I love the blockchain backer. That dude has taught me so much. He is so level-headed, passionate, smart, open with his information. A lot of what I've learned in technical analysis and things is just from following him. But I know he's watching with bated breath to see where this ends up, as are a lot of us that hold XRP. But this is another big candle down. We've got some supportive pressures back up. And my whole point is the dust needs to settle. We need to get through the next couple hours and days and see where we actually are. But I mean, this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor, but I think that there is some sense in stepping away, taking a deep breath, finding the true value in your life, by which I mean the people, the experiences. I'm looking at this beautiful day that's out the door that I'm going to go get back to. I'm going to go make my yard beautiful. I see all the weeds and things I've been neglecting out there because I've been staring at these blinking numbers on my crypto dashboard. So let's get back to the real value that we have, and I think we'll find just how much we really have when we step away from this. And in the coming days and hours, I will be here making more videos, doing more analysis with the Crypto Garden community. That's a place where I've been kind of sharing a lot of the daily TA and how-tos. If you want to get to this level of technical analysis and using charts and indicators, it's a great place to learn. And then for all of you that found me recently through this kind of information, I hope that you will check out the Uncomplication podcast. You can find it on Apple iTunes and all of the other major podcasting platforms. My guest this week is so perfectly timed. It's all about psychology and about how humans have in us this 800-pound German Shepherd that is in our brains, that is constantly on alert, constantly making us act in these primal ways, and how all of the digital landscape and marketing and crypto and markets is really a using of that primal mind to get us to act in ways that aren't always in our best interest anymore. And so I hope you'll check that out. It just launched yesterday. That episode went out. So take a look, uncomplication.com. And yeah, I really have enjoyed just seeing all of the positive feedback. I hope that these videos are helpful. I hope that they do help you uncomplicate. And I hope that you will, come back and continue to see what I'm posting. So go outside, Go get some fresh air. Don't act out of emotion right now. Be contrarian. Recognize that this is not moving, it is moved. And if you are moved by it, then you're just another little pip on the candle. But if we are really digging and understanding the way it moves and getting in tune with it, we have the strength of the entire market at our backs. So thanks for watching, and until next time, cheers.